I found out I have ADHD by Jaiden Animations. Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff is gonna sound very familiar because I also have ADHD. I've had it since I was a little kid, which is when most people develop it. You know what I'm saying? I used to take pills for it and everything. But you know, I'm better now. When I say I'm better, I don't mean I no longer have it, but like it doesn't affect me super duper negatively like it used to. And I can kind of use it in positive ways. You know, so I'll get into those as we walk through the video. You know what I'm saying? The situations that come up, I'll talk about it. But for now, let's just go ahead and start this reaction right here. Without further ado, let's get it.
Do you ever think to yourself, man, why is it so hard for me to just do the things I need to do and focus?
Procrastination.
And manage my time and be organized and remember things. And
oh my God.
Ha!
IRS.
Yeah, me neither. When I was a kid, I was pretty much the picture-perfect depiction of a good
ADHD
student.
is so terrible for that.
Always turned in my work on time, got good grades. I even did my homework on Fridays instead of procrastinating until Sunday night. Sure, I didn't like study.
That's not me at all.
Focus during it, but who didn't? Saying all the
boy
put together, that doesn't sound like the brain of someone with any kind of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, does it? Well behaved. Didn't feel like I struggled much in school.
Hey.
Didn't cause any trouble.
See, me, I didn't really struggle in school as far as the work. I was just lazy. I don't even want to attribute that to my ADHD. I was just lazy. I didn't want to do work. But at the same time, it wasn't even always that. Sometimes I would just forget that I had it because it'd be so much other things I would do. Then all of a sudden I would think about it like I got school tomorrow. Wait a minute. I have homework? Oh, but then I would always get it done. I was one of those people that would wait until, like, say if we have a essay we got to do and we have like a month to do the essay. I would do it the night before, but I would always get high grades on it.
That is up until I moved out of my parents' house for the first time to go to college. Gradually, I started slipping. I began skipping classes a bit when I just didn't feel like going. Waited until the last moment to start classwork and lost a lot of motivation because I wasn't interested in any of my schoolwork.
Boring.
Overall, even though it was pretty out of character for me, I chalked it all up to the fact I was simply over going to school. At the same time, YouTube was really kicking off, and all I wanted to do was that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if you started popping on YouTube at that point in time, then yeah, it's like, man, a lot of famous YouTubers actually went to college for a little bit but dropped out. There's a few of them that finished and graduated, but a lot of them just dropped out like, man, I'm not gonna keep doing this college thing. YouTube was paying off. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And the other thing, what was the other thing I was gonna say? This is what ADHD does. I started that initial sentence to talk about something, but then I trailed off into this, and now I don't remember what I was gonna say. Give me a second. Oh yeah, procrastination and not managing time and stuff. Yeah, bro, there's something that I literally like to call ADHD stuck. It happens to me all the time where I will literally be like, okay, there's these two things I gotta get done. Which one do I start first? I'll literally be sitting there trying to figure out which one I need to start. And like, say if the two tasks are both tasks that'll take like an hour. Let's say I gotta, edit this YouTube video, but I also gotta wash the dishes. Do I do the dishes first? That way I can just focus on editing my video and take my time? Or do I go ahead and knock the editing out of the way so that while the video is rendering out, I can just do the dishes in the meantime, between time? Let's say both of those tasks take like an hour. I will literally sit and like scroll TikTok, watching random videos while still actively trying to decide which one to do first, and eventually just never get around to doing either one of them. It's the stupidest thing in the world. And the time I took sitting and thinking about which one I could do, I could have literally just done both, no matter which order I chose to do them in. But I end up doing neither. ADHD brain to do that sometimes, bro. Scatterbrain is annoying.
Of course I wasn't gonna be as good of a student when the silly YouTube videos were doing numbers. I finished a single year of college and convinced my parents to let me take a gap year to see where this YouTube thing can take me. Spoiler alert, the gap year turned into me never going back. I'm
Hell yeah.
Dropout. So great, I've eliminated the boring school part of my life that weighs me down. Now I can go back to being organized with my new exciting passion job, which entails being my own boss and having to manage and assign myself all of my own responsibilities 24/7.
Yep.
Why are the voices not getting quiet?
Not the taxes.
Like everything was going backwards. I was having a much harder time staying organized and focused. If I didn't want to do a certain type of work, I had to shackle myself down in basically an isolation chamber to be able to get it done.
Yeah.
Without a new interest, it was all I could think about. And what
not the taxes due today.
On your roof watching a YouTube video on how to know when you need new shingles. I really
Yeah, bro. Like she just said, man. not getting things done, bruh. The only way that I can even do, because I multitask all the time. I'm almost never doing one thing. Only way that I can even sit down and do stuff like dishes is if I have like a video to watch as well. Like, let's say if I gotta do the dishes, but my phone's dead for whatever reason. I have to wait until my phone charges first. I can't just, okay, let me put my phone on the charger and go do the damn dishes. No. My phone, it's not even about my phone. I need to be listening to something or watching something while doing the dishes, or I will go crazy. I will do one dish and feel like I'm about to, I don't want to say that. I will feel like I'm about to go crazy, bro. I was gonna say something else, but that's probably not too PG. Can't really say things like that nowadays. But y'all, I think y'all know what I was gonna say, goddammit.
He didn't get it. Child me had it held together more than current me. What went wrong? I could look back and recognize how everything used to be so perfect and easy. Look at tiny Jaiden and all her ducks in that row.
All the ducks.
Code every single binder I owned, and now I don't even know where I placed the 20 bucks I literally just had in my hand 3 minutes ago. I haven't even left the room. Genuinely, where could I fucking go?
Bro, don't. Oh my God, bruh. If I'm ever holding an item I need and I put it down real quick for the sake of picking up another item, but it's not normally where I put it, it is going to be lost in plain sight for the next 5 to 10 minutes. I am going to get literally pissed walking around my house like, bro, I just had it. I just had it. I quite literally just had it. Where is it at? Where is it at? It can't be gone. I didn't leave the house yet. I just had it in my hand. Where'd it go? I even tried retracing my steps, bro. That doesn't even always work. Only to finally walk past it. And I'm like, oh, I did just set it down right there real quick because I had to go pick something else up. 10 minutes wasted. It's just annoying, bro. It's just real.
Despite feeling like I was downward spiraling for multiple years, I never suspected it could be something related to a genetic neurodevelopmental disorder. I just thought I wasn't trying hard enough and being lazy or applying myself like I used to.
Putting items down and forgetting where you put them 5 seconds later is so stupid, bro. But it happens.
The best years of your life truly are
so annoying.
School. How upsetting. I didn't even enjoy those either. But then one day I got a text from my brother.
I had a
I
cool
got diagnosed with ADHD. It was a pretty big surprise for me because growing up, he never really seemed to show any of the typical symptoms you associate with ADHD. You know, people would always describe ADHD to me as super hyper kids who would run around the room and scream and
well, I didn't do that.
That wasn't my brother. He was quiet and well behaved like I was. But when he started explaining his symptoms, the gears started turning. Yeah, I've always struggled a lot with focusing in school and having things hold my attention.
That's what the pills are for.
But like, I could hyperfixate on things I'm interested in.
Yes.
Get really passionate about that stuff. Talk about his personal symptoms of ADHD made a lot of sense, and I felt very fresh.
Like I will forget the world exists when I'm doing something I actually like for way too long.
Getting a diagnosis for myself, because if you were paying attention, my brother's experiences all sounded very similar to the same struggles I've been having in my own life, but related to instead of school, because I dropped out. But nope, I was just like, good for you, bro. Happy for you.
Happy for you.
Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, back to struggling to simply open up my drawing program as if 2 blocks of iron were welded to my wrists. Imbalance of brain chemicals? Nah, this just happens from time to time. It's normal.
I know for a fact that whenever Jaiden like draws for her animations, I know she has to have something on the side that she's watching and also paying attention to while she draws. I know she can't just sit in a quiet room with nothing going on but her and her drawing. I know for a fact she can't do it.
That's the laziness
no way.
Kicking in. I hate Mondays, am I right? Even though I didn't instantly think there was a possibility of me also having ADHD, the mental seed was planted. It's genetic, so I knew subconsciously it ran in the bloodline. It took a few years after my brother was diagnosed for me to really sit
I didn't know it was genetic. I thought it was random, but I guess it makes sense.
That I, too, could have ADHD. Shocking revelation, I know. Foreshadowing, where did you come from? Things in the focus
what game is this from?
Productivity department were just getting worse and worse. I had the attention span.
It sounds familiar.
Dog would completely forget things as soon as they entered my head, would hyperfixate on random stuff like an addict, and there was constant civil war happening inside my head to get one thing done, even though I knew it would only take like 15 minutes. You don't understand. It feels like physical torture to make myself sit down and lip sync a simple scene, like most of the time. You know, the thing I've been doing for 10 years at this point and am definitely used to doing. And yeah, once I've gotten going, then I'm honed in and you have to pry me away from it with a crowbar.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Once we do get going on a task, we really do. Like, for example, there's a lot of times where I'll make a video, bruh, and like, not make a video, but I'll like record a video. And it's like, oh, and I gotta edit the video. And this is gonna take a couple hours to edit. Not my reactions, obviously. Reactions don't take any editing at all. I'm talking about like other kind of videos that I do where I actually do edit the videos. It takes so much for me to actually sit down and start those, bro, because it's like, oh, I gotta do this thing. But once I start it, I'm in there. Like, I don't want any interruptions. Don't talk to me, don't call me, don't text me. I'll text you back later. I'm editing right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the flow that I imagine bigger YouTubers who edit for, 8-hour sessions also get into. But I'm just saying, bro, like, I have to do that. That's what I also, for essays and stuff, whenever I would type my essays the day before they're due, I would just lock in and type the whole essay up. It don't matter how many pages. It could be like 5 or 6 pages. I'll type it up in like an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. But it's like, because of the fact that I know I can do that, it causes me to be more lazy and procrastinate even more. It's no longer I just happen to procrastinate and now I gotta get this thing done. It's I procrastinated on purpose because I know I can get it done at the last minute. Don't do that. It's not good.
But no, I'm still gonna scrap with myself to plant my ass in that chair because I don't even know why at this point. The biggest thing holding me back from feeling like I had ADHD has always been the simple memory of being in school and having my shit together. I know what it feels like to be on top of things and to be organized. I had it all in the palm of my little child hand. I just needed to summon it again.
I'm listening to the video. I have headphones on.
Light switched off in my brain and
multitasking, remember?
I'm just not capable of the things I used to be, and it feels pathetic. Simple tasks are such a mental burden.
Cooking,
it feels like
cleaning,
I'm out of control, but can't do anything about it. So finally, I figured I would try and get myself diagnosed. What did I have to lose? If anything, they just tell me, no, you don't have ADHD. Try a little harder and stop complaining. And yes,
set her outside the office.
It took me like 8 months after deciding to get diagnosed to schedule the actual appointment.
Oh man.
What do you expect? That's like the first checkmark box on the ADHD list. I started seeing a psychologist and he would ask the typical, do you have a hard time focusing? And I'd go, yeah, like this one time yesterday, and then he writes something down as I continue rambling on this hyper-specific example way too long for a neurotypical person. I met with him for a few weeks, and then it came down to diagnosis day. The nerves, man. I was so ready for him to say I'm a normal person who needs to suck it up. But instead, he was like, okay, so yeah, you definitely exhibit symptoms of someone with the inattentive type of ADHD.
Yeah.
And autism. Yippee! My struggles are justified.
So she's slightly autistic too?
Wait, what was that?
You know, I guess that kind of makes... Wait, what was that? I was gonna say, I guess that kind of makes sense though, because people with autism, this is one of the things of some people with autism. And autism is definitely a thing that you'd rather not have. So I don't want to try to paint it like it's just positive. But people who are autistic can get really, really, really hyper fixated and good at things that they enjoy to the point to where it's like they're better than even normal people at it. And so Jaiden probably got really autistic about her YouTube channel at one point in time of her life.
That last part. He explained all the different ways ADHD affects me and the different areas I struggle with compared to others. He even gave me a 37-page document of his conclusions and information on how my brain works, with graphs and pictures. I've read it all a bunch of times now, and it's already really helped me.
You had a good psychologist.
How I tick. I call them the autism docs, but I'm not gonna get into that side of the diagnosis.
You went above and beyond.
Let's just brush that one away for now. There's a couple types of ADHD you can have: hyperactive, inattentive, and combined, which is both hyperactive and inattentive. Hyperactive is the type people typically go to when they think of a loud kid who can't sit still. People with this kind normally need to fidget, have low patience, to talk a lot, and have trouble staying seated, especially when they're expected to, like in a meeting or school.
And I was gonna say that too, like, I can sit still when I'm at home because I'm sitting still just watching videos or playing video games. But if I gotta like sit in like an office chair at an office in a meeting or doing work, oh my God, bro. Like, and I'm one of those people who will just fall asleep. Like, I could be well rested. It's not about me being tired. If I sit in a chair for too long doing something boring, like just listening to a lecture or something, I'm falling asleep and I snore. So the entire room is gonna hear me snoring while I'm sitting there in my chair. They're gonna wake me up a couple times. Eventually they're just gonna stop trying to wake me up. And I swear it's not me trying to be rude, because after I wake up, when the little lecture or whatever is over, I'm full of energy again. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. When I get bored, I go to sleep. That's just how I've always been, bro. And that's also what happens to me when I try to focus on just one thing for too long. That's not a thing that I'm really interested in. Again, if I'm doing something I really like, I can do that like forever and like, you know, lose track of time. But if it's something that I know I gotta do, I don't really want to do it, I will nod off a million times in the middle of doing it, bro.
Inattentive is the one where someone experiences difficulty in focus, memory, organization, has a low attention span.
Yes, sir.
I have. It's self-explanatory, but if you have the combined type of ADHD, then you got it all. ADHD jackpot right there, my friend. I
have hyperactive, but I've never been the like super
such a good kid in school.
Can't hold still, but I did fidget.
Symptoms, and how that part has always confused me. And he had a couple hypotheses about it. One, since my mom has always been a big source of my organizational influence, I was able to depend and lean on her for the majority of my school life for it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I was naturally capable of staying on top of things because she was right behind me the whole time, reminding me and guiding me through stuff. So when I moved out, everything started crumbling, which lines up pretty perfectly to when I did start struggling. Another explanation he gave was the fact that ADHD affects women differently than men, which is also less researched. Love to hear that one. Not only do women tend to be able to mask their symptoms better than guys, so it goes much more unnoticed, but they also experience ADHD differently. And research says there's a chance it can just start affecting women later in life. I'm no ADHD scientist, so that's just what I've been told by specialists.
Okay, so women, not only does it affect them differently, but they can literally start exhibiting traits of ADHD later as opposed to sooner. Whether guys usually get ADHD like from the time they're a kid and then they grow up with it, which I guess makes a lot of sense, which is why a lot of adults that have ADHD are used to it. And again, like myself, I can use it in a positive way when I need to. Like my ADHD actually helps me sometimes, but at the same time, scatterbrain and forgetting things and being inattentive to things that I need to be attentive to because it's not something that's fun for me doesn't help, bro. It's not a good thing.
I don't know. I've just got the dang thing. Either way, those two explanations make a lot of sense to me.
If you're wondering why I keep looking over, I'm setting up my DoorDash order as I watch this video.
I didn't really think that getting a diagnosis would change.
Could have did it before I started the video.
About my life,
but I didn't though.
Since getting my ADHD certificate and lollipop, it's completely revolutionized how I think and go about getting things done. It's still hard to get my ass into gear when I need to do one normal thing that's not difficult. But I'm much less hard on myself and will strike almost like these kinds of mental deals to loophole myself into getting things done. Like, for example, if I really don't want to edit a video, I'll say to myself, okay, I know it's going to be super hard for me to immediately start that task, so I'll get myself into the mindset of getting things done by doing a simple other task I don't find difficult, like cleaning my room. That way, I'll feel productive and can transition that into tackling the original task much easier. It doesn't always
that doesn't work. Not for me. I was gonna say.
And overall understanding that sometimes I'm gonna have to go about things in different ways.
So the way that I got over that is to start doing things in parts. So if I got a task that I know is gonna take a little amount of, like a good amount of time to do, I'm gonna just do a piece of it real quick and then stop. And then I'll do a piece of it again and then stop. But eventually at one of those points, I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna just do it. So that was kind of my way of doing it. Like, I don't have to, like, I remember when it comes to YouTube videos, usually what I do is I'll record, edit, and upload all in the same day. If I got a video I want to do, that video was recorded, edited, and uploaded all in the same damn day, even if there's multiple videos. But I had to stop that. I'm like, nah, bro, stop doing that. Record a video and just don't worry about it no more. After you recorded that video for the day, you can edit it tomorrow and then upload that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, do that. And if it's a video that's gonna take a lot of editing, just edit some of it. Do the simple editing, like do the jump cuts, do the editing that's just, you know, cutting out fluff and then moving the bar over. And then after that, you can wait till tomorrow and then go through and do the complicated edits like sound effects, zoom ins, all that. Like that's a way that I learned to break that up. I still don't do my like super edited videos, like my high edited videos as often as I used to do it on my old channel. But I'm gonna get back to those anyway because, you know, that's just what I've decided to do.
Helped me a lot. Also, after being diagnosed with ADHD, I didn't have much desire to get medicated. I figured knowing I have it would be enough to get things into gear and
get that medication.
Really need medication that badly. But
it has a lot of other side effects you don't want.
I also thought, well, if I'm gonna write a script about having ADHD, it would be nice to be able to talk about what it's like to be medicated.
Oh, okay.
Just for a day.
I guess.
I got prescribed good old classic instant release Adderall. Instant release means I don't have to take it every day. I can just take it when I need to get stuff done. It affects me immediately and then wears off after a few hours. There's also extended release, which is the kind you take every day and gives you a constant, steady stream of medication. It wasn't until I had the Adderall in my hands when I realized the idea of taking it for the first time made me nervous. Like, what is this thing gonna do to me?
She's gonna procrastinate taking the medication, bro.
Honestly, a higher ratio than friends without it. That's how it goes in content creation. All of these MF.
I was just gonna say that too, bro. When it comes to content creators, I find that most of the content creators, these are the ones that I watch, they all got ADHD, bro. It's like it comes with the shit, bro. And then one of my favorite content creators on this platform has autism. Like full-on autism. But he's like, he's a normal dude and everything, but he's autistic as hell and he talks about it all the time. But it helps him get stuff done, he says. And he got real good at a lot of different things that he wouldn't have otherwise gotten good at if it wasn't for his autism. So shout out to him.
Have to have it. They were all telling me that it's awesome, how you'll take it and immediately feel like a god and you can do anything and it's incredible. And yeah,
the medication, okay.
Great, but also like, what the hell? What do you mean I take this little pill and suddenly all of my problems seemingly disappear and I gain superpowers?
Right.
Scary. That sounds like the thing every adult in a 20-mile radius warned us about when we were kids. Am I
Your brain on
like
drugs
a completely different person? I don't know if I'm ready to experience immortality. I put off taking Adderall for so long because I was irrationally scared of the tiny blue pill, but coincidentally, I really needed to get a script done. If I take too long to write a video script, then the team runs out of work to do, and then I have a bunch of people sitting around and waiting for me to give them more work so they can pay their bills and survive and stuff.
Oh, wow.
For the freaking life of me, I just could not get myself to sit down and write that script. My body and soul found it mentally easier to backflip off a bridge than write words on the computer. After 2 months of my brain.
2 months.
Ooh, you better write that script. I won't let you enjoy a single moment of your life if you aren't writing that script.
This is a reference to that episode of SpongeBob, isn't it?
After that constant loop, I finally swallowed.
We had to write that letter.
Took my first Adderall. I had talked to James a lot about what Adderall is like since he's been on it for a few years now. And after I took one, I was messaging him like, I did it. I ate an Adderall. How long does it normally take to start? How do I know? What do I do? And he was helping me a lot and giving me tips. Then, like 20 minutes later, I felt it.
Oh, wow. The voices are quiet.
The non-stop thoughts going on in my brain went silent. I could think clearly.
I'm afraid of that.
In like a line. My mind wasn't racing a mile a minute. I was able to sit behind my laptop and write. It was incredible. I was messaging all my friends about it the entire time. I can write the script and not get distracted. I don't have to take a mental break every 10 minutes. I can remember things. Kelsey sent me a message and I thought, I'll check that in a bit.
Check that later instead of checking it now.
Hey! When I opened a new tab to look something up, I didn't go down a random unrelated rabbit hole. I picked up my phone to check something and didn't impulsively scroll Twitter for an hour.
Behind the scenes, I literally have like 5 tabs open on my other screen right now. 5 different videos that I plan on watching after I'm done. Not for reactions, just watching. And I might not even get to them all because I might end up clicking on other videos after.
An unrelated rabbit hole.
It's such a
I picked up my
thing.
phone to check something and didn't impulsively scroll Twitter for an hour. I can write words so easily. How am I doing this? What do you mean I can feel like this whenever I want if I just eat the tiny blue pill? I refuse to believe regular people
That's
can
crazy.
function like this on a day-to-day basis. No way. It wouldn't be fair. You guys don't have loud, non-stop voices in your heads preventing you from doing normal
What you know about
things?
Arsene?
Come on, just admit it. You
My
can't
boy.
pick something up and immediately keep remembering what you were supposed to be doing with it. You always forget and feel crazy.
I love cooking, so whenever I'm cooking, I
was so
hyperfixate on that
suspicious
regardless.
on Adderall, either nothing would happen and I just wouldn't feel anything, or I would feel like I'm a totally different person experiencing some higher than life manic episode. But no, I just felt like myself, but with my shit together. And
Yeah, that's dope, man. Hey, had to pause real quick. My food is pulling up. Be right back. All right, sorry about that, even though it's edited. So from your perspective, I was gone for half a second. Had to order me some pasta, man. Pasta spot nearby. Oh, why didn't you just go get it yourself if it's nearby? Shut up.
And that's the part I couldn't believe. After 2 months of war, I finally was able to plant myself down and write my damn script. You wanna know what script I wrote while experiencing Adderall for the first time?
What?
This one.
This
I
one?
was struggling to write a script about ADHD, and the thing that finally pulled it out of me was Adderall. You gotta
Okay.
admit that's funny. Yeah, it was great. I didn't think my head was loud before, or I was that impulsive, or had that hard of a time focusing. But now that I've been able to peacefully sit in one spot for hours and not need to take a break or check social media or get distracted by some stupid tangent I don't actually care about,
Bruh.
yeah, this changes things.
All the
still can't
time.
believe
I
that
talk to
was
myself
able
all
to
the time about random things.
Writing a script in 3 hours compared to my typical 12 hours, aka one mediocre thing with no struggle at all. And you want to know what I did right after I wrote this script? I immediately got up and cleaned the bird's room.
Hey,
Rotting in bed for 3 hours beforehand. I just went
Okay.
from one task
to another task.
without thinking about it. All you neurotypical people must be thinking I'm literally pathetic. and useless,
Completed
but
2
I know
tasks.
My ADHD brethren are out of their chairs right now hearing
Shout out
I'm
to
not
you.
standing before you all to give you scientific data and information.
Because on me, I need a little break in between tasks.
Diagnose you,
to
or
do
even
nothing.
promote prescribed drugs. I'm just here to talk about a big and recent experience in my life, how much of an impact and effect it's had on me, and how awesome feeling normal is. Seriously, being able to take a deep breath in mental silence is incredible.
I'm
Cherish
sure.
that feeling if you don't have a neurodevelopmental disorder. It took me 26 years to realize my woes were not actually woes. They're symptoms of brain chemical deficiency. I'm writing this video, all things considered, pretty recently after being diagnosed, and I'm still trying to learn how to rebuild my life in a way that lets me optimize my productivity and get things done at a normal level. But
Okay.
so far, I've come so much further than I thought
Damn.
I could simply by knowing what's going on up there in the old noodle.
Does that mean we'll see Jaiden more often?
Adderall. If you're on the fence about being diagnosed with something, I get it. It's scary. It's scary to think you might have it, and it's also scary to think you might not have it. It's an odd place to be. But for me, having a concrete answer from a professional is what got me to finally stop feeling stuck in place and actually start moving forward again. It's been
Yeah.
great. I'm excited to keep learning more things about how my mind works and find new ways to improve my day-to-day life. Cheers to getting normal shit done. In case you missed it,
Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. Wish those pills would have been around for me when I was a kid, bro. They did not have that effect. Them things did not work. And if they did work, they might have been the things putting me to sleep. Because after taking them pills, bro, I would sit up in class and I'd be focusing in on the teacher. But again, I'd be focusing so hard on what the teacher was saying to me, but not really care about it, that I would just fall asleep. And man, I don't want to make it sound like I didn't do good in school. I mean, the latter half of my schooling history that I didn't do the best in was mostly because I didn't do work. But, you know, school wasn't hard at all. And, you know, so I obviously always got the work done and got it turned in and passed with decent grades. Not necessarily great ones, but they were all right. They were all right. But, hey, man, yes, I found out I have ADHD. Jaiden Animations, interesting story about her finding out she has ADHD and then getting prescribed the thing to help her stave off the ADHD when she needs to. That's fire. Huh. I don't think I'll need that. But I mean, maybe it would help. I don't know. It's crazy. I'm sure you're thinking about it. Let me not start ranting and shit right now. I'm trying to do my outro, goddammit. So I'm about to just go ahead and end this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Let me know if y'all struggle with ADHD at all. And if y'all do, tell me some of y'all stories down in the comments, man. I'm always reading my comments, bro. I'm always responding to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can't help not to, goddammit. I get a notification on my phone whenever one of y'all comments, and you know my ADHD having ass has to look at it no matter what I'm in the middle of. So you comment, I'm gonna see it. Make sure y'all show a lot of love this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, we up out of this thing. It's your boy Dairu signing out. Peace.